Katie York set to get this one started. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. Here's a return from the 7. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
Sure feels like the bye week came at a perfect time for him and his team as well. Right smack dab in the middle of the season, giving everybody some time to rest, recharge mentally, and really get yourself energized, Kate, to attack the rest of this regular season, starting with this contest.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 36. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. He's dropping back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Finds him on the crossing route. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it, on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
And he doesn't have the advantage he usually does coming off a bye week. Both these teams came in here well-rested after a Sunday away. Of course, that means an extra week of prep work for this defense, too. So he's got his work cut out for him to find ways to attack them today.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First carry of the game for the rookie out of Alabama. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Finds him over the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Looking slant route, complete. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Nate Hobbs in on that stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Browns a first. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's on the move. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll try and punch it in. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal. He gets another shot here. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. So now, here's 3rd and goal. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he runs it across, touchdown! The Browns finish off their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now it's York to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Raiders and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And among dual threats in the NFL so far this season, there has been no equal. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing yards to this point. They'll run here on 1st down. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time to step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
This time it's a passing play. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Dropping back to throw. Finds him on the slant. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Setting up a throw. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Can't go out of bounds and be the first one to touch it coming back in. As they say, that is an easy call. Could that penalty come back to haunt him? It's another 2nd and goal. Back to throw now. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 2nd quarter lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
They'll set up here for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Browns and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Short pass brought in.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 28. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught for the 1st. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Back to the air, McCarthy. That's caught, he found some space. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Now is York to kick this one away. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it'll be second down. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. Still sticking with the passing game. Dumps it off to his running back. And he couldn't quite get the edge. He goes out of bounds and maybe gets back to the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Complete here to Bowers. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back to throw. That's incomplete left side.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Celebrating a decade in the NFL, he sets it through. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Motioning him from the slot right. 2nd and 8. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. From the shotgun, McCarthy. It is caught left side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy to throw. This is complete to Neighbors. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
from the 47. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. They put a receiver in motion right. Throwing on third, McCarthy. Escape, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. The Browns are lined up to punt. And this is the first time he's been called on today. And he gets forward for 3 yards as we've reached our 2-minute warning. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 24. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. And he's got a free play here. This one won't be reeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still 1st down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on 1st down. He's going to throw this one. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Pass taken in by St. Brown. Running down the left side. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing from the gun here. Near the goal line. He has the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders make it a 10-point ball game. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns taking the field with barely any time left in this opening half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Here's 2nd and 7. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its second. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining.
There was a window there for a moment. Boy, did they close the gap before that throw could arrive.
McCarthy trying again on 2nd down. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Katie York now on for the field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Here comes the final play of our first half. Throwing it just before halftime. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. We're at halftime here in Vegas. The Raiders defending their building thus far. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports Halftime Report. All yours, Coach. Take it away.
All right, Kate. Thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started out in Denver, where you see the final score there. 25-10, the final score. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Garrett Wilson leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. Nico Collins, 2 touchdown catches in the victory.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Browns are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. Still has some space inside the 35. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Gosh, I love that creativity of the play call. Name of the game is putting the ball in the hands of your best, your playmakers, creating matchups for them to take advantage. And this time, not as a receiver, but as a runner. That is job well done.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Finds his man over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're staring at a 4th down. Katie York now on for the field goal. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. Groupie sends it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. He fields it from the 8. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. The Raiders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Complete over the middle. And he gets him around 6 there. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Takes the handoff, now to throw. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
2nd and 10 now. That one's complete over the middle. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Here's a throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 29. Hits him on the out route.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
that throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Raiders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
Yeah, I know nobody's perfect. And all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. That one vehemently swatted away. So they're left facing third and long. They're throwing it. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Browns will go on offense. They're out and set, first and 10. Give now to the running back. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Brought in right side. And this one does not go far. Raiders loading up the secondary on third down. Count them, 6 DBs on the field. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Has it downfield, working the left. Hits the 20. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the third. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
York now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns tie this game up. On now is York to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And this is an important drive to get momentum back after that touchdown tied things up. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. Throwing the out route complete. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. From the 32. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. Third and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap, looking to throw.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. And this will be his second effort of the contest. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. That's taken at the 15. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives the Browns a first. McCarthy operating from the pistol. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Raiders get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. Somewhat surprising interception there, Brock. You don't see nearly as many of those on shorter, safer throws like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Coordinators and coaches offensively look for layups, Kate. You like basketball, right? They look for layups, easy gimmies. And in the short field, that usually is the case, but not against a defense like this, and not a defense that has the awareness of what they're trying to do.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. The Raiders have their offense back out there. Play action on 1st down. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 13 at the 32-yard line.
We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's a tie ball game through 3. We'll see which side separates here in the 4th. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. The give now out of the shotgun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, boy, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Working inside the red zone. And he's in. Touchdown! The Raiders take a 4th quarter lead. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that second one far bigger than his first one. You just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the 2nd half. And puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Browns getting their offense out there. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10, here's McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But that defense will flying around and making the play.
This one intended for the running back. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. To the air, McCarthy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. And that punt reaches 50 yards. And it'll be Raider football. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Pass play on 1st and 10. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
And he'll push forward for a small gain to the 31. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Looking for a throw here. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Now looking to throw. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Gets this to Fant. And he's brought down after a short gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Man in motion, headed right. McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Running it now out of the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. 3rd and short.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one doesn't go far. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they're staring at 4th and long. He'll throw it. He finds him beyond the marker. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. That's him 17 yards on 4th down and gets them the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. This one misses the tight end. And now it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here he is to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher. Looking to throw it. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Back to throw. The screen pass falls incomplete.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know you've got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. They liked how that drive was going, but the ending, the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Luke Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. So 2nd down coming up. Setting up to pass. Looking slant route, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch. Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And it's not over yet. They score here in the final minutes, and now they can tie or even win this game right here. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period.
Yeah.
End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
So now a big play coming from the Browns as they try for two. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he won't reach the end zone. The defense gets the stop they need, and that could win them this game. Ooh, this one's going to be talked about, partner. They could have kicked the extra point and forced overtime. Instead, they risked the game on one play and come up empty.
Sports radio dream right here. Kate, you know it. It's going to be talked about all over town for the whole week. There's a ton of risk. But you make that decision based on the minutes that preceded it. Right? And looking at this game and going, we're better off trying to win this right now than we are going to overtime. They just couldn't get it done. No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.